You're probably destroying your diesel engine right now, and you don't even know it. That grinding noise, that's cash evaporating from your wallet. Here's what blows my mind. Diesel mechanics see the same 7 mistakes over and over, yet nobody's talking about them. One wrong move after a highway drive, and you're staring down a $4,000 repair bill. Most diesel owners think they're invincible because they bought the toughest engine on the market. But here's the brutal truth. 7 out of 10 diesel failures happen because people follow terrible advice. Your engine was built to hit 500,000 miles. That's the equivalent of driving from New York to Los Angeles over 170 times, but most give up before 80,000. The difference? 15 simple habits that cost almost nothing but save you a fortune. Stick around because I'm about to show you exactly how to turn your diesel into an indestructible machine. And trust me, habit number 8? It's the one mistake that's killing turbos across America every single day. Drop a comment below telling me which habit you've been neglecting. And if you've got diesel maintenance tips of your own, share them. Our community learns from each other. Welcome to Car Care HQ. Let's dive right in. 1. Stop believing the lifetime transmission fluid lie. Let's kick things off with the biggest scam in diesel maintenance. Your manufacturer says transmission fluid lasts forever. Mechanics call that a ticking time bomb. Here's what they're not telling you. Lifetime fluid is code for lasts through the warranty period. After that, you're on your own. And by then, the damage is already done. Think about how your diesel actually lives. You're sitting in stop-and-go traffic. You're hauling trailers on weekends. You're cranking the AC in 95-degree heat. That's not a lab test. That's real life. And real life destroys transmission fluid faster than you can say, expensive rebuild. Your transmission fluid does 3 critical jobs. It lubricates moving parts, cools the system, and operates the hydraulic controls that shift gears. In diesels, this fluid works overtime because of the massive torque your engine cranks out from the bottom end. When that fluid breaks down, microscopic metal particles turn it into liquid sandpaper. That means slipping gears, harsh shifts, and eventually a transmission that just gives up. Here's your game plan. For automatic transmissions, do a drain and fill every 60,000 miles. For manual gearboxes, swap the gear oil every 60,000 to 100,000 miles. If you've got a CVT, follow the manual strictly, usually every 30,000 to 60,000 miles. And always use the exact fluid your manufacturer specifies. Using the wrong type is like putting maple syrup in your coffee. It just doesn't work. A $150 fluid change now beats a $3,500 transmission replacement later. Do the math. 2. Give your turbo the cooldown it desperately needs. Almost every modern diesel has a turbocharger bolted to it. And this is where most owners make a mistake that costs them thousands. Your turbo is spinning at 200,000 revolutions per minute. That's faster than a dentist's drill on steroids. It's also running at temperatures over 1,800 degrees. Without proper care, it'll cook itself to death in your driveway. Here's the killer mistake everyone makes: shutting off the engine immediately after hard driving. You just finished a highway run or pulled a loaded trailer up a mountain. You pull into your driveway, turn the key, and walk away. Game over. When you kill the engine, oil stops flowing. But that turbo is still spinning from momentum, and it's hotter than a pizza oven. Without oil circulating, those bearings literally fry themselves. That sizzling sound, that's your turbo committing suicide. The fix is embarrassingly simple. After any highway driving or heavy work, let your diesel idle for 30 to 90 seconds before shutting down. This lets the turbo cool gradually while oil keeps flowing. Water-cooled turbos benefit even more because coolant circulation helps dump heat during that cool-down period. Also, change your oil religiously and only use the viscosity your manufacturer recommends. Turbos are brutally sensitive to oil quality. Cheap oil or skipping changes will murder those bearings faster than you can schedule a repair appointment. And when that turbo grenades, metal fragments circulate through your entire oil system. Now you're not just replacing a turbo, you're rebuilding an engine. One more thing, ease up on that auto start-stop system. The fuel savings are pennies compared to the damage it causes. Your turbo doesn't appreciate the constant on-off stress. Quick favor before we continue. If you're finding this helpful, hit that like button right now. It tells YouTube to share this with other diesel owners who need it. And subscribe to Car Care HQ so you never miss these money-saving tips. Seriously, it takes 2 seconds and helps us create more content to keep your diesel running forever. Let's keep going. 3. Treat fuel filters like they're sacred. Modern diesel fuel is not what it used to be. It's loaded with biodiesel blends, water, and microscopic crud that wants nothing more than to destroy your injectors. A clogged fuel filter forces your high-pressure fuel pump to work like it's bench pressing a truck. That leads to premature pump failure. And when that pump dies, it usually takes your entire injection system with it. We're talking $5,000 to $8,000 in damage from a $40 filter. Your fuel filter isn't just catching dirt. It's protecting a precision injection system that operates at pressures up to 30,000 psi. That's insane pressure. One piece of contamination getting through, and you've got a $3,000 injector replacement staring you in the face. Replace your primary fuel filter every 10,000 to 15,000 miles. No exceptions. If you notice hard starting, loss of power, or black smoke rolling out your exhaust, don't wait for the scheduled interval. Change those filters immediately. Also, drain your fuel water separator monthly. If you're seeing water regularly, you need to investigate your fuel source. Bad fuel stations exist, and they'll wreck your diesel faster than anything else. Water in diesel fuel is an absolute engine killer. Think of it this way. A filter change costs about as much as 2 large pizzas. An injection system replacement costs as much as a used car. Choose wisely. 4. Ignore the manual and change oil early. This is the most controversial habit on this list, and it goes against everything your dealer will tell you. But here's the truth that saves engines. Modern diesel manufacturers claim you can go 10,000 to 15,000 miles between oil changes. That's technically true, if you want your engine to last exactly through the warranty period and not a mile longer. Here's what they don't advertise. Diesel engines produce soot as a normal part of combustion. That soot mixes with your oil and turns it into abrasive slurry. Even with the best filtration systems, soot particles accumulate and grind away at your engine's internal parts like microscopic jackhammers. Diesel mechanics who tear down engines for a living recommend 5,000 to 6,500 miles maximum for oil changes, regardless of what your owner's manual says. Why? Because they're the ones rebuilding engines that followed manufacturer intervals religiously. They see the damage firsthand. Those extended intervals are designed to make ownership look cheaper during warranty periods. But when your engine fails at 120,000 miles and you're holding a $12,000 repair bill, suddenly those savings don't look so good. Regular oil changes cost a fraction of an engine rebuild. We're talking $80 every few months versus $10,000 to $15,000 for a new engine. And don't cheap out on oil quality either. Use the exact grade your manufacturer specifies. Diesel engines are picky about viscosity because of how hard they work. Think of oil as your engine's lifeblood. You wouldn't skip doctor visits just because you feel fine, right? Same logic applies here. 5. Keep your cooling system in fighting shape. Diesel engines run hotter and work harder than gas engines. That means your cooling system is under constant stress, and neglecting it leads to catastrophic failure. Your cooling system isn't just preventing overheating, it's protecting your entire engine from self-destructing. Flush your coolant every 2 to 3 years or 30,000 to 40,000 miles, whichever comes first. Diesel engines generate more heat and put more stress on cooling components than their gasoline cousins. Old coolant doesn't just lose effectiveness, it becomes acidic. That acid starts eating away at your radiator, water pump, and cylinder head gaskets. It's like having battery acid slowly dissolving your cooling system from the inside. Check your coolant level monthly, not just when the temperature gauge starts climbing. Diesel engines are way less forgiving of overheating than gas engines. Just a few minutes of running too hot can warp cylinder heads or blow head gaskets. We're talking about $3,000 to $6,000 in damage because you didn't spend 30 seconds checking a reservoir. Also, inspect your radiator for leaks, check hose conditions, and make sure your radiator cap seals properly. These small checks catch problems before they become disasters. Here's a pro tip. If your temperature gauge ever creeps into the red zone, shut down immediately. Don't try to limp home. Every second you keep running costs you exponentially more in repairs. Pull over, let it cool, and call a tow truck. Your wallet will thank you. 6. Use premium fuel and quality additives. This habit separates diesel engines that cruise past 500,000 miles from those that struggle to reach 200,000. Fuel quality matters more in diesels than in any other engine type. Not all diesel fuel is created equal. Cheap truck stop diesel often contains higher sulfur content, fewer detergents, and more water contamination. Your high-precision injection system can't tell the difference until damage is already done. Use top-tier diesel fuel whenever possible. Major brands invest in better refining processes and additives that keep your injection system clean. Yes, it costs a few cents more per gallon, but compare that to a $7,000 fuel system overhaul. Add a quality fuel additive at every oil change. Look for products that provide cetane boost, water separation, anti-gel protection, and injector cleaning. This isn't just winter protection. Year-round fuel treatment prevents most fuel system problems before they start. Cetane boost improves combustion efficiency. Water separation keeps moisture from damaging injectors. Anti-gel protection prevents fuel from turning into jelly in cold weather. And injector cleaning keeps spray patterns optimal for complete combustion. If you're storing your diesel for extended periods, like a work truck that sits weekends, use fuel stabilizer. Diesel fuel can degrade in as little as 30 days, forming varnish that clogs filters and injectors. It's always cheaper to prevent problems than fix them. A $20 bottle of additives saves you from a $5,000 repair. That's a return on investment that would make Wall Street jealous. 7. Replace air filters on schedule. Here's a maintenance item most diesel owners completely overlook, yet it directly impacts fuel economy and engine longevity. Your air filter is your engine's first line of defense against dirt, dust, and debris. Diesel engines gulp approximately 10,000 liters of air for every liter of fuel burned. That's a massive amount of air flowing through that filter. Without sufficient clean air, your fuel mixture becomes too rich. That means incomplete combustion, reduced power, black smoke pouring from your exhaust, and wasted fuel. A clogged air filter forces your engine to work harder, like breathing through a straw during a workout. Replace diesel air filters every 15,000 miles or annually, whichever comes first. If you drive in dusty conditions on gravel roads or in heavy traffic areas, cut that interval in half. Desert drivers and construction workers need to check their filters every few months. A new air filter costs about $25. Better fuel economy pays for it in a few weeks. Plus, you're protecting your turbo and cylinders from ingesting harmful particles. Here's a quick check. Hold your air filter up to sunlight. If you can't see light through it easily, it's clogged and needs replacement. Don't bother with those reusable filters unless you're committed to cleaning them properly every month. Most people aren't, and a dirty reusable filter is worse than a cheap disposable one. 8. Monitor and change differential fluid. Your differential handles enormous stress in a diesel, especially if you tow or haul regularly. Yet most owners never think about it until something goes wrong. The differential transfers power from your transmission to your wheels while allowing them to rotate at different speeds during turns. In diesel trucks, this component deals with massive torque loads. The fluid inside breaks down from heat and pressure, developing metal particles that wear down gears. Change your differential fluid every 30,000 to 50,000 miles, or more frequently if you tow heavy loads regularly. Check your owner's manual for the specific interval, then knock off 10,000 miles from whatever they recommend. Trust me on this. While you're at it, inspect the differential cover for leaks. A leaking differential will run dry and destroy itself in surprisingly short order. Replacing a $50 gasket and adding fresh fluid beats replacing an entire differential assembly for $2,000. If you hear whining or howling noises from your rear end that change with vehicle speed, your differential is already damaged. Don't wait, get it checked immediately. Continued driving will only make the damage worse and the repair more expensive. Heavy towers should consider synthetic differential fluid. It handles heat better and provides superior protection under extreme loads. Yes, it costs more upfront, but it's cheap insurance for a critical drivetrain component. 9. Check and maintain proper tire pressure weekly. This sounds basic, but tire pressure affects everything from fuel economy to drivetrain stress. And diesel trucks are particularly sensitive to this. Underinflated tires create rolling resistance. Your engine has to work harder to maintain speed, burning more fuel and creating excess heat in your drivetrain. Overinflated tires reduce traction and cause uneven wear patterns. Check your tire pressure every week, especially before towing or hauling. Use the pressure specified on your door jamb sticker, not the maximum pressure listed on the tire sidewall. Those are two different numbers for two different purposes. Remember that tire pressure changes with temperature. For every 10-degree drop in temperature, you lose about 1 psi. That means your properly inflated summer tires might be 5 to 10 psi low come winter. Invest in a quality tire pressure gauge and keep it in your truck. Those gas station air pumps often have gauges that are wildly inaccurate. A good digital gauge costs about $20 and pays for itself in improved fuel economy within a few months. Also, don't forget your spare tire. Nothing's worse than having a flat and discovering your spare is also flat. Check it monthly. Proper tire maintenance also extends tire life. A set of diesel truck tires can cost $800 to $1,200. Making them last an extra year or two is significant savings. 10. Let your engine warm up properly. Modern engines don't need long warm-up periods like older ones did, but diesels still benefit from a brief warm-up, especially in cold weather. When you start a cold diesel engine, oil is thick and sluggish. It takes time to circulate through all the tight tolerances in your engine and turbo. Jumping straight onto the highway puts enormous stress on components that aren't properly lubricated yet. In moderate weather, let your diesel idle for 30 to 60 seconds before driving. In winter temperatures below freezing, give it 2 to 3 minutes. This allows oil to reach operating temperature and circulate properly. During warm-up, don't rev the engine. Just let it idle smoothly. High RPMs on a cold engine can damage bearings and cylinder walls because lubrication isn't optimal yet. The same principle applies after driving. Don't shut down immediately after hard work. Let the engine idle for a minute to allow temperatures to stabilize. This is especially important for turbocharged diesels, as we discussed earlier. Think of it like stretching before and after a workout. You wouldn't sprint right out of bed or collapse immediately after running a marathon. Your engine deserves the same consideration. Some modern diesels have remote start features. These are actually great for winter warm-ups. You can start your truck from inside your house and let it warm up while you finish your coffee. Just don't rely on it to warm up the transmission and differential. Those only warm up once you're driving. 11. Address oil leaks immediately. That small oil spot on your driveway isn't just messy. It's a warning sign that something's wrong. And in diesels, oil leaks can quickly escalate from annoying to catastrophic. Oil leaks usually start small. A worn gasket here, a loose drain plug there. But small leaks become big leaks. And big leaks mean low oil levels. Running low on oil in a diesel is a one-way ticket to engine failure. Diesel engines have tighter tolerances than gas engines. They can't tolerate low oil levels or loss of oil pressure. Even briefly running a quart low can cause damage that accumulates over time. Check under your truck weekly. Look for fresh oil on the ground or on engine components. Common leak points include valve covers, oil pan gaskets, rear main seals, and turbo oil lines. If you spot a leak, don't ignore it. Small leaks are usually cheap fixes. A $50 gasket replacement versus a $300 oil pan replacement later when the leak gets worse. And definitely don't just keep adding oil to compensate. That's like putting a Band-Aid on a severed artery. Also, be aware that oil leaks can cause other problems. Leaking oil dripping onto hot exhaust components can start fires. Oil on the ground creates environmental hazards and attracts pests to your driveway. Get leaks fixed promptly. Your engine will last longer, your driveway will stay cleaner, and you'll sleep better knowing your truck isn't slowly bleeding out in the garage. 12. Use block heaters in cold climates. If you live anywhere that sees freezing temperatures, a block heater is your diesel's best friend. Cold starts are incredibly hard on diesel engines. Diesel fuel doesn't ignite from a spark. It ignites from compression heat. In cold weather, that compression heat gets absorbed by freezing cold metal. This makes starting difficult and puts enormous stress on your starter, batteries, and engine components. A block heater warms the engine block and coolant before starting. This makes starting easier, reduces wear, and gets you heat inside the cab much faster. It's a quality of life improvement that also extends engine life. Most diesels either come with a block heater or have provisions to install one. If yours doesn't have one and you live in a cold climate, installing one is money well spent. Plug in your block heater 2 to 4 hours before you need to drive. Leaving it plugged in all night wastes electricity without providing additional benefit. A simple outlet timer can automate this process. Don't confuse block heaters with battery warmers or oil pan heaters. While those can help, a proper block heater provides the most benefit for cold weather starting. Also, consider using winter blend diesel fuel once temperatures drop. Summer diesel can gel up in cold weather, clogging filters and fuel lines. Winter blends contain additives that prevent gelling. If you get caught with summer fuel in your tank during a cold snap, add an anti-gel additive immediately. 13. Keep your battery and electrical system healthy. Diesels need serious cranking power to start, especially in cold weather. Your electrical system works harder than in a gas vehicle, and neglecting it leaves you stranded. Diesel engines have high compression ratios. Turning over that engine takes significant electrical power. Weak batteries struggle to provide enough juice, leading to slow cranking and hard starts. And when you're cranking slowly, you're not building enough compression to fire the engine. Test your batteries twice a year, spring and fall. Most auto parts stores will do this for free. Replace batteries that show signs of weakness before they fail completely. Diesel trucks often use dual batteries, and you should replace both at the same time, even if only one tests weak. Clean battery terminals regularly. Corrosion creates resistance that reduces current flow. A wire brush and some baking soda solution clean them right up. Apply dielectric grease after cleaning to prevent future corrosion. Check your alternator output as well. A failing alternator won't properly charge your batteries, leaving you with insufficient starting power. If you notice dim headlights, slow cranking, or a battery warning light, get your charging system tested immediately. Don't forget about battery cables. Check for fraying, corrosion, or loose connections. These cables carry enormous current, and any resistance in the system robs power from your starter. Keep jumper cables or a jump starter pack in your truck. Even with perfect maintenance, batteries can fail unexpectedly. Being prepared beats waiting for a tow truck in a Walmart parking lot at midnight. 14. Inspect belts and hoses regularly. Your diesel has numerous belts and hoses keeping everything running smoothly. These rubber components deteriorate over time from heat, oil exposure, and simple age. The serpentine belt drives your alternator, power steering pump, water pump, and AC compressor. If this belt breaks while driving, you'll lose power steering, your battery stops charging, and your engine stops cooling. On a highway, this creates a dangerous situation. Inspect your serpentine belt every oil change. Look for cracks, fraying, or glazing. Check the tension. It should have slight give when you push on it, but shouldn't be loose. Most modern vehicles use automatic tensioners, but these can fail, allowing the belt to run loose or too tight. Replace serpentine belts every 60,000 to 100,000 miles, even if they look fine. Rubber deteriorates internally before showing external signs. A $30 belt replacement beats getting stranded on a road trip. Coolant hoses are equally important. Check them for soft spots, bulges, cracks, or leaks. Squeeze them. They should feel firm, not mushy or rock hard. Pay special attention to hose ends where they connect to the engine. This is where failures usually occur. Heater hoses, fuel lines, and vacuum hoses also need inspection. These smaller hoses often get overlooked until they fail. And a fuel leak near a hot engine is a fire waiting to happen. Keep a spare serpentine belt in your truck, especially if you travel to remote areas. They're small, inexpensive, and changing one on the roadside beats waiting for a tow truck. 15. Follow the owner's manual for major service intervals. Despite all the modifications I've recommended to standard intervals, your owner's manual still contains critical service information you shouldn't ignore. Major services include timing belt replacement, fuel injector cleaning, EGR system service, and DPF maintenance. These items have specific intervals based on engineering testing. Skipping them or delaying them causes expensive failures. If your diesel has a timing belt instead of a timing chain, replace it at the specified interval, usually 90,000 to 120,000 miles. A broken timing belt destroys engines. We're talking $5,000 to $10,000 in damage from a $600 service. The math is stupidly simple on this one. Modern diesels have emission systems like EGR valves and diesel particulate filters. These need periodic cleaning or replacement. Ignoring them triggers check engine lights, reduces performance, and can cause damage to other engine components. Keep detailed service records. This helps you stay on top of upcoming maintenance and increases resale value. A diesel with complete service records sells for significantly more than one with no history. Consider using the severe service schedule in your owner's manual, even if you think you're driving normally. Most people underestimate how hard they actually use their vehicles. Towing occasionally, short trips, dusty conditions. These all qualify as severe service. Also, pay attention to any technical service bulletins for your specific diesel model. Manufacturers issue these to address known issues or improve reliability. Your dealer can inform you about relevant TSBs during service visits. These 15 habits aren't optional. They're essential for anyone serious about long-term diesel reliability. Follow them consistently, and your diesel engine will reward you with hundreds of thousands of trouble-free miles. Remember, the most expensive repair is always the one you didn't prevent. Every habit on this list costs pennies compared to the thousands you'll save in avoided repairs. Check the description below for timestamps so you can jump to any habit you want to review. And if you found this valuable, make sure you're subscribed to Car Care HQ. We post weekly videos to help you keep your diesel running strong and your wallet full. Drop a comment below telling me which habit you've been neglecting. And if you've got diesel maintenance tips of your own, share them. Our community learns from each other. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Keep those diesels running.